Good morning, YouTube. This is Nicole, Nandra's Journey, and I have news. Not good news, but news. I guess it's, good and bad news. So let's just get into this, huh? I made a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago saying that I had an awesome fill and that I had perfect restriction for the first time since surgery, and was really excited about it. That lasted about 3, maybe 4 days, and it was gone. And I mean gone like I didn't have a lap band. Like I had never had surgery, like 2 years ago. It was unhappy. So I had a fill appointment scheduled with my doctor for tomorrow, or for yesterday. It didn't help that he was 2.5 hours late for the appointment. That's neither here nor there, but I got to see him. He's an excellent doctor. I simply adore him. But I wanted to express to him that I'm having some issues. I'm not, in my eyes, doing how I should be doing with this surgery. I'm not losing weight. I'm not, I'm following the rules. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and it's not working for me. I've been beating myself up for like the last 2.5, 3 months, thinking, you're just eating too much. No, a half a cup isn't enough, but you need to starve yourself and make it be enough. You're not working out hard enough. You need to run harder. You need to, extra time on the elliptical. You need to lift weights. You need to basically kill yourself to get there. And I figured it was my fault, that I was doing something horribly wrong. And I told my doctor this. And he said, okay, so you had restriction one day and you didn't the next, completely gone. And I said, yeah, it vanished. Such has been with every fill I've had since surgery. I have great restriction for 2, 3, 4 days, and then nothing. And then I sit at that for 3, 4 weeks until I get my next fill. And then it's great again for 2, 3, 4 days, and then nothing again. And he said, have you ever had any, bad fills, brought up the fact that I had, he remembered something about complications with one of my fills. And I said, well, yeah, the one that you were not here for, his day got rescheduled and the nurse practitioner ended up having to do it. And she's easier to get into, and so I went with it. I kept the appointment and did the fill, and it took her, I made a video about this as well, by the way. It took her about 45 minutes to get into my port, and then she took the needle out, and I had realized that she put too much in. So at some point my band was working because it was too tight. I couldn't swallow water. And she didn't want to take the fill out, so I made her, obviously, and it took another 45 minutes of stabbing around, and he thinks that during that process, she punctured my tubing that comes off of my port. I officially have a leak in my lap band. It's just devastating because I have to start this over again. But at the same time, it's nice to know that there's something wrong, that it's not my fault, that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. He did a test to find out if that indeed was the problem. He took out all of the saline in my band, and as I said in my last video, I was supposed to have 9.5 cc's in my 9 cc band, so I was overfilled. I had no restriction, overfilled. That makes a lot of sense. So when he pulled back on the syringe, he had put 2 cc's in the syringe to give me a fill. He pulled back and there was a total of 5 cc's. I didn't know. I thought, I had 5 cc's in my band. And he said, if there's anything less than 7, 8 cc's, you have a leak. And I said, oh, I have 5 cc's in my band. He said, no, I had pre-filled the syringe with 2 cc's, so you have 3 cc's in your band. That's less than they give for the first fill. he said, you know, whatever it is, it's a pretty good tear to have leaked out that much saline. The typical leak, you know, leaks out a few drops here and there, and can affect restriction, but usually not to the tune of 6 cc's, 6.5 cc's. So, I'm having surgery again. My journey is starting over again from the beginning. And I'm torn because I'm sad and nervous and scared and upset that I have to have surgery again. But at the same time, it's validation. It's, you know, to know that this is what's wrong. There's something physical wrong, and it's not me being a failure. I was feeling like it was every other failed diet I had ever tried. You know, we work so hard for this, and then something happens. And, you know, we're all told about the complications before surgery, but in our minds, it's always somebody else. It's going to happen to somebody else. It's not going to be me. It's not, you know, I'll be fine. But it was me. And I'm trying to be as positive about this as possible and realize that it's just a new start. I'm starting over. So my videos are going to start back at week 1 post-op. The procedure is in for insurance approval. And I should know within the next day or two, but he'd like to get me in within the next week or week and a half for surgery. So this is like a now process. So I will keep you guys updated. I'm hoping that this video will add a little bit of inspiration or insight or support for somebody else who might be going through this situation, because it's really hard on you. And we did this surgery for a reason. We did this so that we could have a better life, and we can still have that. This, you know, a leak isn't the end. Does it suck? Yeah. Does it make me angry? Yeah. Does it make me sad? Yeah. But it's fixable, and I can start over again. And hopefully this time I'll be able to show some results, and my hard work will pay off. So thank you to all my subscribers for being so supportive and for being there for me through all of this. Somebody had asked why my videos are so sporadic and so far between, and my answer is this: it's hard to make a video when you feel like you're doing something wrong. These videos are to show the good, bad, and the ugly, but it's hard to sit here and tell you the bad and the ugly. Now I know that it wasn't my fault, but at that time I thought it was, and I thought I was doing something wrong, and so it's hard to make a video when you feel like that. But I love you guys, and take care of yourselves, and keep on trucking. I'll talk to you soon.